Welcome back, creatives. In part two of our Shoki Fleet Dress series, it's time to bring that beautiful cut fabric to life. Today, I'll guide you step by step through the process of sewing so that you can create a stunning dress with a perfect finish. Grab your sewing machine and let's turn those pieces into a masterpiece. My name is Oluwato Singh. In case it's the first time you are seeing my channel, and you're welcome. To all my returning subscribers, you're also welcome. In case you are new here, please consider subscribing and do not just subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified the next time I upload a new tutorial on this channel, because on this channel I upload sewing tutorials on daily basis. Now, this is the sewing tutorial. There's a part one to this tutorial, which is the cutting tutorial. The first thing I did was to join the front panel, which is the front bustier, and I placed the Aso Oke on the lining one, which is the doll face, before joining. I joined the Aso Oke and the lining one together, which is the doll face. And after joining the Aso Oke and the lining, I proceeded to joining lining two separately, which is the actual lining. So you're not going to join Aso Oke separately, because this Aso Oke is double lined. You'll be joining your Aso Oke and your first lining, which is my doll face, together. Then you are going to join the second lining together separately. So it's advisable to always start joining your princess dart bustier from down. So I started joining from down. Here is the lining. You're going to pick the center and then you join one to one side and the other one to the other side, making sure the right side is facing the right side. And after joining my bustier, this is what mine is looking like at this point. This is just the Ashoke and the first lining. The second lining is not there already, and you can see that the bust, like the cup, is popping so well the way it's supposed to pop. So after doing that, I proceeded to using the second lining to turn the neckline, and I turned the sides. I brought it out from the down and made sure it does it. Although this dress is a sleeveless dress, but for the armhole, I'm going to be piping it. I'll not be turning it. So I turned the back panel as well. I turned the neckline, the zip side, and the shaping side. It's now time to join the shoulder line. So I used the back to join the front shoulder line for both sides, and then I flipped it to the right side and I was done, and I gave all of this a very good press so that it can lay very flat. After joining the shoulder line, the next I did was to shape. So I flipped my half cut to the wrong side, right side facing right side. I love to start my shaping from the back because it automatically helps me to know the middle of my half cuts from the zip side. So I divided our bust by two and then I marked on both sides on the wrong side. And after shaping, the next I did was to join that flay on the waistline. It's actually not a flay, it's just a straight cut the way the Ashoke is. I just proceeded to cut in the length I want because I want it to extend to the back a bit, and then I stitched it from center front to the side. I didn't stitch it all the way to the back because that is how I want it. And for the piece I cut out for this part, I whipped the edge and then I folded it once on both sides. So if you don't have access to a weaving machine, you can just double fold it so that it will be as neat as possible. But for me, I whipped the edge and then I folded it once. So from the side, which is the side that you've shaped, you're going to stitch it to the center front, or from the center front you stitch it to the side. They both mean the same thing. So what I did next was to now sew the flay on top of the half length. So this is what it's looking like at this point. Next I did was to stitch the flay on the half length. So for the flay, I'd already sewn the edge of lace round the down of the flay from one side to the other, and then I gave it a very good press so that it can lay flat. Please, you have to be pressing as you are stitching. Then what I did was to face the right side of the flay to the right side of the half length, and then I stitched from the zip side to the middle and then to the other zip side. Like I said, this first layer of the flay, which is the lace, will not have any form of pleating or gathers. But you can see that this second layer, I'm pleating, like I'm adding pleating to it already. It has pleating, and that is it for the two layers. I'll stop for now and then bring it out and stitch the zip allowance. So to stitch the zip allowance, I faced the right side to the right side. And then I love to always measure my zip on my dress or my blouse. I don't just imagine. I put my zip on my dress and mark out the length that I want, which was what I did in this case. And from where my zip stops to the whole length of the dress, I'll be stitching it down with 1.5 inch that I've used as the zip allowance. So what is next is the second lining. I notch the middle, and then I've notched the middle of the half length on the dress, and then I'll be facing the right side of the lining to the half length so that I can use it to turn the waistline. You can see the way I'm facing it is different from the way I faced the first and second layer of the flay. I'm using this particular one to cover the joining. So I'll be facing it to the half length, and then you can either pin down this middle, notch the middle and pin it down. I just decided to use my machine to stitch the middle down. It's the same thing. Then after notching, you go back to the zip side and start sewing your flay on top of the half length. Please be mindful of the direction you are facing this third layer of flay. Is very, very important so that it will conceal all the rough edge that you've used to stitch the first and second layer to it. You can see how mine is looking like. You can't see all the rough edges there anymore. I've used this third layer to cover it. It is now time to turn the zip allowance. So you are going to be facing the lining to the first and second layer, and then you form the waistline to the length of the lining on the dress. You'll be stitching it down. So I've proceeded to stitching one side. You can see that the zip allowance is already turned on one side. So I'll repeat the same thing to the other side. Just flip the lining up and use it to turn the first and second layer of the flay. Now what is next is to fix zip. I'll proceed to fixing the zip off camera, and majorly I piped the armhole and my dress is fully ready. If you've watched the part 1 of this tutorial and then you continued with this part 2, let me know down in the comment section. I'm going to be making a shout out to you in my next tutorial. If this video has been helpful to you, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, and in case you have any question, kindly ask me down in the comment section. I'm always open to answer all of your questions. If at this point you've still not subscribed, consider subscribing, and don't just subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified next time I upload a new tutorial on this channel, because on this channel I upload sewing tutorials on daily basis. As much as possible, you can help me share my video amidst your friends and loved ones. If you are interested in watching the part 1 of this tutorial, just click on the box on the right side of your screen. It takes you directly to the part 1. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye.